Snarf.
In with some more Dividend Digest. So this is going to be the second episode I've done of this. I'm typically just going to go over some dividend paying stock that I own or that I've researched. So today we're going to go over the second one, and it is, again, something I own. So it's going to be Gladstone Commercial Corp. So let's go ahead and pull up what they look like and do a little bit of analysis. So again, pulling up through M1 Finance because that's the platform I use to buy, sell, and hold all of these stocks and funds. So here we go. Their ticker is GOOD, so good, not hard to remember. So let's kind of look at some of their statistics right now. So 1911 share price. So one share going to cost you 1911. Market cap. Here's their volume. Their dividend yield, pretty generous. So I know a lot of people think, a high dividend yield is kind of scary. That should be a red flag. It's not sustainable for the company. But I believe as we dig into this one more, you'll think it's a little bit, you might understand it more and see it's a little more safe than some of the other dividends that I might pick. So 7.84%, so pretty nice. Here's their performance. You can check out how they've done 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, 6 months. So the cool thing about Gladstone, or good as I should say, is that they pay out dividends each month. So instead of having to wait quarterly, you get payments 12 times a year. So on M1, you can actually break down when their dividends were paid and how much you got per share. So you can see it is pretty consistent. Look at that, 13 cents. So no matter what the stock price is doing, your dividends are going to be the same. So you can pretty much rely on those dividends and base some budgets off of that. So even if your stock price kind of goes crazy and wonky, your dividends will stay the same. So 1 year, you can see they were all 13. So pretty much past 3 years, always 13. So that's good and bad. It's a stable price, so you can base around 13 cents per share. But again, doesn't really show much growth either, so that's not really increasing their dividend price. So even the 5 year, you can see it's been 13 cents. So let's go ahead and click into their website, do a little review. So yeah, you can click into Gladstone. You can see what they do. So it's investment into properties, businesses. They actually, let me read the breakdown because got my notes. So let's take a look here. So Gladstone Commercial Corp is a real estate investment trust. The company is engaged in investing in and owning net leased industrial, commercial, and retail property and making long-term industrial and commercial mortgage loans. So a lot of consistent and high-yield dividend-paying stocks are kind of in that same realm, that real estate, investing in properties, and different stuff like that. So you're going to see a lot of these on the stocks that I review and do analysis of. So, pretty cool, always get that guaranteed dividend there. Sort of why I own it. It's pretty safe. I've seen a lot of other people do it. Shout out to Dividend Grinder. He's the one that kind of showed me Gladstone, at least under this ticker, because they have a few different tickers. And he kind of showed me this returns and gains from dividends you can see off this. So he really opened my eyes to this. I sort of then added some to my portfolio and really what made me want to do this video. So let's just go into my spreadsheet. Time for the show and tell part of this video that everyone seems to like. So here we are. Also, I kind of made this easier to see because I realized last time my little chat bubble over here or chat box, my little head shot right here, was covering a lot of the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet wasn't really zoomed in. So I've changed that. I've changed the format, kind of made this easier to understand or maybe give you the important information. So let me just break this down. So I can update this as needed. So 19.11, I believe they said it was 7.84% right now. All right. So basically annually you'll get $1.50 back in dividends for owning a share of Gladstone Commercial Corp. Now they pay out monthly, so that is 12 cents each month per share. So that's pretty nice. Let's break it down a little further. So here's a spreadsheet I threw together. So here's the what if scenario. So in this box, you're going to basically put in how much you want to invest right up front into Gladstone. So for this, like I said, I would always do 1,000. So what if you put in 1,000? All right, you put in 1,000 over here. You basically would get 52, a little over 52 shares, meaning that first month you can expect to see dividends equaling to $6.53. Nice. So the way I broke this down, if you can't tell, the next month, so month 2, I guess you could say February if you're starting in January, but really it's just a 12-month rolling calendar. So I took the initial above and I added what we earned in dividends, and now we have this price, $1,000 or $1,006.53. How many shares is that? So you increased your shares a little bit because of that dividend. You can buy more stock. So this is all with the idea that you are reinvesting those monthly dividends back into Gladstone. That way you get compounding interest, so to speak. It's a way to look at it, compounding interest. Really, it just means that you're gaining more of that more shares of that stock, and it's going to pay out more dividends each month. So that's how this is kind of configured. So then that next month, you're going to gain 5 more cents in dividends. So that is small. That looks almost insignificant, but you have to think that you can really make this multiplicative by how much you invest. If you invest more, this is just considering your one-time initial payment of, or I shouldn't say payment, your one-time initial deposit of 1,000. So you're not adding anything else beyond the dividends that you're reinvesting. So that's what this is calculating. So by the end of the year, off of your initial investment of 1,000, you can kind of expect to see $81.28 in dividends alone. So that's awesome. That's a pretty good gain. That's going to be a lot more than maybe a traditional savings account would work with $1,000 in the bank. So I think that's a pretty good return. It's not astronomical like the other dividend stocks that I've reviewed, like BlackRock over here. Considering they have a little bit scary looking dividend yield. But this is pretty generous and it's consistent because you always know you're going to get that 12 cents. So what would it look like after year 2? So year 2, off of your initial investment back in year 1 of 1,000, you would then see $87.89 in returns. So you can add these two up. Let's actually just do a little formula. This plus this, and look at that. Over 2 years, you'd get $169.17. So that's pretty nice. You don't really have to do much with that. Just basically letting it sit. And you can sort of see how these will grow. So maybe you have $2,500 to invest. So if you had that much, you'd get $200 or $203.20 after the first year. After the second year, you get $219. But say you don't want to stop there. Say you've made your initial investment that first year, $2,500, and then the next year you want to maybe add a little bit more. Maybe you found some more money. Say, I found another $2,500. I got a raise at work. I got a bonus. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. So now you have basically guaranteed $422 at least in dividend pay from here on out each month. So that's just extra income you get, $422.91 each year, which that's over almost $34 each month extra cash that you're getting. So you can see how this adds up very quickly. So if you have the means to invest in dividend stock, you can see how it really does pay off. And that's sort of the goal of dividend investors. Like I've always mentioned, they want to live off of this passive income. These dividends are what you would consider passive income. So you kind of want to find that sweet spot of how much you initially have to have invested to, give you sustainable income each month. So this is just going to be an outrageous amount that I'm going to throw in here, and I know not a lot of my viewers, or maybe any of my viewers, can just throw this much in an investment safely or even have this much net value right now. But say you were going to put $100,000 into Gladstone Commercial Corp, which never put all your investment into one stock. So please take that in mind. Do not ever just invest that much or all your portfolio into one stock. That's crazy. You never 100% know what's going to happen. But say you have this much invested into Gladstone, your dividend that month would be over $650. That's about $8,127 in extra income that year. So that is substantial. You know, each month that's a pretty good amount of money. That is supplemental income right there. And that's not to say you don't add more. Maybe you inheritance. Let's just see if you add another. So that number's actually, yeah. So we can kind of see how this adds up. So it gives you something to work towards, why you invest. But, you know, I get that these figures are kind of unrealistic. I think after this week, I'll have about $1,700 in Gladstone. So I'd be seeing about at least $11.11 from here on out in dividend income, which is $138, $150 after the second year. So I'm happy with that. I plan to pump more money into it so that way this will always increase. And that's why I have this little tab down here, because I've done my own calculations kind of looking at this. So I think Gladstone is going to be a big player in my portfolio from here on out with those steady dividends. But guys, that's all I really got on this. I hope this was a good visual and understanding of how maybe monthly dividends work and how they can compound for you guys. Maybe you've never heard of Gladstone and now there's something you want to check out. So hopefully I've opened your eyes a little bit, maybe added a new player to your portfolio. But, you know, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe as well, because you'll be seeing more of these videos as well as my total portfolio updates in the future. If you have any stock or fund that you'd like me to review, go ahead and leave a comment and I will see if I can get around to doing it. But other than that, guys, I don't have anything else on this video. So thanks again for watching, and I will catch you next time with Dividend Digest. Thanks.